62, Lady. And for your Cincinnati Reds, number 61, Chase Petty. Defensive player, recognizing exceptional skill and excellence on the field. Since its introduction in 1957, the award has become one of baseball's most prestigious honors, celebrating the game's finest discipline. Today, College is proud to recognize one Cincinnati Red for his superior defensive skill during the 2025 season. Since 2000, Rollins Gold Glove Award winner the individual with a late defense throughout the 25 season. Once again, their recognition is one of Major League Baseball's career defenders. Known for his exceptional range, quick reactions, and ability to make highlight reel plays look routine, he provides consistent defensive stability at third base all season long. Rollins, round one, 2025. Rollins Gold Glove Award winner number 3.
I think everybody's been caught off guard by how good it's been. Everybody's over 500 as we start play today. Let's start with the Reds. Elly De La Cruz. This Reds team was outstanding in the month of April, scuffled in the month of May, but once they get Elly going, they're going to be fine.
Absolutely. You think about the Reds, 1-10 inside this division. You get 2 hit in the afternoon game, back on the field a couple of hours later. You need a spark. No better place to get it than this guy. One of the most dynamic players in the game, Elly De La Cruz. He can beat you in so many different ways, but this stat stands out to me. Whenever he scores a run in his career, the Reds win 62% of the time. All good things start in Cincinnati with Elly.
Let's go to the other side of the field in the St. Louis Cardinals. I don't think anybody thought that this was coming from St. Louis as we're almost done with the month of May. They are playing great baseball, just 2.5 games back of the leading Brewers in the division. But Jordan Walker has been a resurgent story.
I call Jordan Walker the most improved player in baseball, both offensively and defensively. We saw an example of that in Game 1. Took a fastball out the other way. He's made some swing adjustments, much better defensively. I think you're looking at a guy going to the All-Star team for the first time in his career, and it will not be the last.
This lineup is totally different with Walker playing the way that he is. We've got the Cardinals. We've got the Reds. It's baseball night in America on Fox. Cincinnati, 75 degrees, plenty of humidity, got a good lather going. Game 2 of this doubleheader between the Cardinals and the Reds from Great American Ballpark. Cardinals took the opener by an 8-1 final score to take it St. Louis. Starting lineup for game number 2. It's J.J. Weatherholt, Ivan Herrera, Alec Burleson at the top, Jordan Walker, Nolan Gorman, and Mason Wynn in the middle. How about the debut from Brian Torres? He's been waiting forever to get to the big leagues. Homered in his first big league game in game 1. And Pedro Pages and Victor Scott round out that starting lineup for St. Louis. 27th man today for the Reds is the starting pitcher, Chase Petty.
Yeah, he's got an electric arm. Chase Petty making his 4th major league start. I think the key for him early in this game especially, establish strike 1. The Reds have had a problem throwing strikes, the fewest strikes in Major League Baseball, 8 walks in game 1. Take command of count leverage. You see the changeup there at 32%. It can be for him a swing and miss pitch. But mostly for me, Jeff, it's going to be fastball command. Electric stuff. You're going to see upper 90s. There's no question about the velo being there. Command, that's what we'll look for.
Defense behind him. You got T.J. Friedl in left, Blake Dunn in center, Will Benson making the start in right. On the corners, it's Sal Stewart and Nathaniel Lowe. Double play combo of De La Cruz and McClain, and P.J. Higgins is behind home plate. Terry Francona trying to get his Reds back to where they were in the month of April, where they had one of the best records in Major League Baseball. They have scuffled in May, but starting to play better baseball of late after winning a series in Philadelphia earlier this week. Ollie Marmol, 5th season as the skipper in St. Louis. This team got younger, but they got better, and they are playing free in 2026.
Offense was rolling in the first game. This is a guy who's a spark plug for them in Weatherholt. Seems to be in the middle of a lot of rallies this year.
Might see some of the top 2 candidates in the Rookie of the Year voting in the National League in this game with Weatherholt and Sal Stewart. Got the road baby blues for the Cardinals and the all Reds for the Reds. First pitch of the night, a swing and a fly ball. Center field. Dunn is there. 1 pitch and 1 out for Petty. Petty, who made his Major League debut against the Cardinals last year, and fittingly it was in game 2 of a doubleheader back in April as well, did not go the way that he wanted it to.
No, it did not. 9 earned runs.
Came in just 2 1/3 innings as Ivan Herrera digs in. And looks at strike 1. Herrera 2 for 3 in game 1, including a triple. Caught game 1, DH in game 2. And a fly ball to right. Benson short of the warning track for out number 2. Well, if Tito Francona gets this kind of effort out of Petty all day, he's going to throw a complete game.
Yeah, he's right on cue in terms of commanding his pitches. Slider right there, but especially starting hitters with fastballs in the zone. He's got the stuff to challenge hitters. It's exactly what he's doing right out of the gate.
Former first-round pick by the Minnesota Twins. Came to Cincinnati in the Sonny Gray deal. Been dealing with a blister issue of late. Swing and a miss by Burleson. There's the heat right there at 98 from Petty.
He's got up to as high as 99.5. He's got that kind of electric fastball, both the sinker and the four-seamer.
Quick 0-2 on Burleson. And going after these Cardinals hitters. To Burleson. Foul back our way. 6 pitches, 6 strikes so far from Petty.
You saw the target set up well out of the strike zone. Burleson is a very different kind of hitter. His batting average on balls out of the zone is actually higher than in the zone.
Another 0-2 and a pop-up. Shallow left. Who wants it? De La Cruz takes it. It's a 7-pitch, 3-up, 3-down inning from Petty. See Leahy on the other side. He makes his 10th start of the season for the St. Louis Cardinals and has really bought in to being in the starting rotation.
Especially lately, 3-0 in his last 4 starts. I call him a kitchen sink kind of guy. 6 different pitches, all thrown at least 10% of the time. That's a lot for a hitter to cover. I think his best pitch to me is the slider, but you'll see he's got tremendous extension, not just a long stride, but really gets that hand way out in front when he delivers the baseball. His pitches tend to get on hitters quick.
Blake Dunn leads it off for Cincinnati. Off to a great start, first dozen games. Swings at the first pitch and hits it foul down the right field line. Dunn, De La Cruz, and J.J. Bleday due up for Tito Francona's Reds in this bottom of the first. 7-pitch top half of the inning from Chase Petty. Dunn was 1 for 3, had one of the 2 hits for Cincinnati in game 1 of the doubleheader. Both of those hits came in the second inning. Had just 2 base runners the rest of the game earlier this afternoon, and there's a base hit by Dunn. Rest of that starting lineup for Cincinnati. Mentioned De La Cruz and Bleday to follow. Sal Stewart, Nathaniel Lowe, and Matt McClain are in the middle. Will Benson, P.J. Higgins, and T.J. Friedl round out that starting 9 for the Reds. Here's De La Cruz. As we talked about in the open, Tom, as he goes, the Reds go.
Yeah, and I think when he's going well, tremendous power the other way. That's, to me, when he's at his best.
Continues to hit the ball hard. Last year had a great first half, and then the power numbers really dipped after the All-Star break. Off to a great start. Played all 162 games a season ago.
Everybody clap your hands.
Superstar Ellie De La Cruz ever since he made his debut a few years ago. Two and 1 on De La Cruz. Dunn an extra step, and De La Cruz hammers it foul. Tough to get a fastball by this guy, De La Cruz.
I think he's improved in so many areas. The right side of the plate, definitely a major improvement. The defense has improved. He's made some swing adjustments too, which I really like.
Swings and misses at the curveball from Leahy. First strikeout of the game.
Great tilt on this. Once you get underneath the barrel here, just keeps diving down towards that back foot. You called it, Jeff. He's such a good fastball hitter. He sees a lot of spin, and that was well executed.
J.J. Bleday did not make the opening day roster, but since he has come up to Cincinnati, all he has done is hit. Was in a leadoff spot for game 1 of this doubleheader. And Bleday fouls it off the catcher Pajes.
Yeah, Terry Francona mentioned that it really began at spring training. He made some swing adjustments, and he just hit from day 1 of spring training. He just forced himself into this lineup on a regular basis now.
And a timeout called before anything.
Just umpire just letting him know that does not count as a disengagement. He did go ahead and throw to first base, but time had been called. And it's smart to keep an eye on Dunn over there at first base. He's got tremendous speed. Leahy already has been using the slide step each pitch.
Bleday fouls it away. It's a team that likes to run. 10th in the big leagues in stolen bases.
And Dunn had him timed there.
Yeah.
You know, almost timed. He was looking to run and started the engine and then shut it down after a step or two.
It's almost as if you don't trust it. It's so good. And a toss over that way. First disengagement. Yeah, Bleday, a guy who hit 20 homers a couple of years ago with the A's. Last year hit just 212. Ended up losing his job for him, first round pick with Miami. I think if it continues to hit, he's found a home here in Cincinnati, but I guess that would be the case anywhere. If you hit, you're going to find a spot in the lineup.
Well, especially in this park. Tremendous power to the pole side. The defense shading him, even in the infield, to the pole side. Got to pitch him away.
Bleday to center. Victor Scott measures it. 2 away. Brings up Sal Stewart. A great start for him. 12 homers. A great road trip where he went 9 out of 21 with a couple of home runs. National League leader for rookies and homers. Runs batted in, and OPS. Starting at third base in this second game. And a wave and a miss. That's the sweeper from Leahy.
Yeah, Sal started the year on fire, and then the league started adjusting back, pounding him inside.
Just missed. As you mentioned, first 27 games on fire. He's just learning the big leagues. The ebbs and flows. Trying to limit the valleys. Two balls, 2 strikes. Refresh from Leahy. And now time called. They were getting close to a pitch timer violation there, and Leahy was not on the same page with Pajes.
This might be a good count for Dunn to run on here. 2-strike count, breaking ball count.
Stays put, and a breaking ball down and away. Good scoop by Pajes.
Yeah, cook this one. That is a very nice pickup on the short hop.
You got one chance at that, and it's to reach for it. You're not getting your body out there to block it. Runner goes on 3-2. Stewart, a ground ball to short. Wynn takes care of it, and Leahy puts up a 0 in the bottom of the first. Today's telecast sponsored by Progressive Insurance, a grand slam for your budgets. Look at the Ohio River and the River Queen here in Cincinnati. No score, top half of inning number 2. Done such a great job with the River Walk just behind the ballpark. Jordan Walker digs in. 14 home runs, tied for second in the National League. Homered in game 1 of the doubleheader. Tom, he is just a totally different guy here in 2026.
Absolutely. I'll start with the mechanics, because as a big guy, for any hitter actually, he was hitting way too many ground balls his first couple of years in the big leagues. And he attacked it this offseason.
Fouls it away.
He had this drift in his hips when you could start. And watch this game.
Center field.
That baseball right there. Loading on that back hip. 4 home runs the other way, all on 4-seam fastballs. And that tells me he's letting the ball travel. He's not trying to catch the ball so far out in front. He stopped that drift with his hips.
Lays off the breaking ball, something he has also done a much better job of, not chasing that pitch down and away.
Well, when you can back up the baseball and hit it a little bit deeper, you can see it just a little bit longer. And I think, to me, he's seeing those breaking pitches better.
Hitters count now, 3 balls and a strike. Celebrated his 24th birthday yesterday to Jordan Walker, and to celebrate, Mother Nature gave him a day off with the rain out. But a doubleheader today. 3-1 from Petty. Full count.
That's respect right there. Landed the 3-1 slider. Petty did come out in that first inning, 7 pitches, all strikes. We said that is the key for him and this staff in general. Strike throwing.
No such thing as a fastball count anymore. Throw
maybe
anything
3-0, but even that is questionable.
3-2 is outside. He works the walk. First base runner for St. Louis. Leadoff walk ahead of Nolan Gorman. Four hits in his last 21 at-bats for Nolan Gorman, who's got extreme power. Hits the ball as hard as anybody. It's making contact that has been a problem. Ground ball up the middle, base hit. Walker will go from first to third, and the Cardinals are set up in the second.
Yeah, most of his swing and miss has been on elevated velocity right here. I'm not sure where he wanted that pitch, but he pulls his hands in, and it wasn't one of his great exit velo base hits, but it did the job. It's just a better job of getting to that inside pitch.
Nobody out there on the corners for Mason Wynn. Wynn, the shot to left. It's going to hang up for Friedel. He makes the catch. A play at home. It's going to be all the way through, but not in time. The Cardinals take the lead on a sac fly by Wynn.
A couple of first pitch swings, the base hit, and now the sac fly. Thought that might have been a closer play here, but Friedel's throw, you see right out of the hand, offline.
Jordan Walker, who's got sneaky good speed. Cardinals jump out in front, vying for their 30th win of the season. And a challenge. And it's going to be a strike. ABS Challenge is brought to you by T-Mobile. 0-1 on Brian Torres. Man, what a debut he had earlier this afternoon. The route that it has taken him to get to the big leagues. And another base hit. A day he will never forget.
The night is young. The day is continuing. And I asked Ali Marmol, the Cardinals manager, I said, did you have your Game 2 lineup made up before Game 1? And he said, yes, Torres was in, because I thought maybe he had such a big debut game. You had to keep him in the lineup. But no, he was committed, Ali was, to keep him in the lineup both games. Oh, what a day to remember. And again, still got some more baseball to go.
He did something in Game 1 that no Cardinal has ever done in the franchise's history. And wrap your head around that for a moment. This one popped up. Infield fly is called for. And that's the second out of this inning. On base 3 times with a home run in their major league debut. No Cardinal had ever done that, Tom.
Isn't that amazing? The St. Louis Cardinals, this great franchise, been around forever. Historic debut. That's for a guy who spent 9 years in the minor leagues trying to get here.
Started in the Brewers organization. Even had a stint in indie ball. Brian Torres, the Milwaukee Milkmen.
He hit 370 for the Milkmen, so come on. But you mentioned starting in Milwaukee. He was an undrafted free agent. I mean, you can't take a harder path to the big leagues than he did.
Just scratching the surface on that kid's story is Victor Scott. 3 hits in Game 1. Such a critical piece of this Cardinals offense. Also stole a base. Trying to get him on with all that speed at the top of the order. Scott, line drive, and caught by McLean at second. What a play. Takes a run off the board. The Cardinals do get one. Bottom half of inning number 2. Cardinals with a 1-0 lead, and we are pleased to be joined in the Reds dugout by starting pitcher Andrew Abbott, an all-star a year ago. And we'll get to baseball in a moment. You had a big week, Andrew. You spent your off day getting engaged. Congratulations.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
Take me through how it went down, and were you more nervous to ask your future wife to marry you or to start in a baseball game?
Oof. You know, I think there's only one answer, and I think the only correct one is I was more nervous to ask her to marry me. I sweat more during that thing than I did in my debut All-Star game, all that put together. So it was a fun experience. You know, I took her to one of her favorite parts of town and on a rooftop bar. Just kind of the Reds helped me out, like reserved the floor. I lied to her a little bit and said we're going to do brunch. But, yeah, we didn't end up doing brunch at all. We kind of just took shots after the engagement was over. And it was a super fun time. A lot of tears, a lot of good photos. But, yeah, I'm just blessed to have her in my life.
Congratulations. You've already passed your first marital test. Way to go.
I appreciate it.
I was going to say, starting the relationship with a lie.
Yeah, well.
but it was a good one.
Got to do what you got to do. Got to do what you got to do.
Well, speaking of that, I love watching you pitch because you're a pitch maker. In a day, everybody's.
Oh, 132. I don't know if they're doing it quite yet.
Just onto the track, out number 2.
Yeah, I was going to ask you as we watch that ball fly to the track, pitching in this ballpark. What's it like for you? And I know you can get the ball on the ground as well as anybody. Does the park matter to you when you're on the mound here?
I mean, not really. I mean, obviously, it's a thought of yours when you hear all the stories. And, like, you know, obviously I've been here for 3 years now. I mean, I know all of the balls that's left that are, like, you know, they don't make sense when they go. But you don't change how you pitch in any ballpark. You know, I try to stay as true to who I am as I can. You do make adjustments over the, you know, over time and whatnot. But I don't really think GBAP is too forgiving sometimes, but sometimes, you know, I've had a couple games where, like, I think a ball should be on top of the boat in center and it's caught at the warning track. So it's kind of weird, but, you know, I don't really put much thought to it.
Who's getting you with seats right now?
This is Chase Burns.
Ah, well, at least he's not throwing it 100 at you. He's just
I don't know. He's kind of winding up down here, if you can see it. But you know, he's not full effort yet. So.
That's good. That's good. Make sure he's not reloading for more seeds, which it looks like he did.
He's coming back.
Yeah, he just did. He just did. How much do you guys push each other in that starting staff, by the way?
I mean, we just feed off each other for internal competition. I think, you know, it's been a thing since I've been up, at least, that we always try to outdo each other from just like a friendly sense, from a competitive sense. You know, if he goes 6 innings scoreless, I'm going to try to go at least 6 1/3. I'm always going to try to one up, but it's such a good group to be around with veterans and rookies and everybody else. I mean, just kind of having fun each day, and you know, we're always there for each other. We're always, you know, breaking down starts, you know, doing scouting reports and stuff. It's so much fun with this group, and obviously even with Chase throwing seeds at me, he's a great guy to be around, and boy, is he nasty to watch. So.
That's a lot of fun. I mean, it's been raining a lot here recently. You're just getting a sunflower seed shower right now.
Yeah. I didn't have my Dove body wash on for this shower, but we're just gonna take it.
I want to know if you knew it was him without even looking. Like, is he suspect number one?
Yeah, me and him kind of kid around a lot. At least for me, it's going to be either him or probably Nick Lodolo if I had to guess. But I mean, the next time he's on this, he'll get it from me, so don't worry. Yeah, revenge is twofold. I got to ask, their baseball players are very superstitious before they take the mound or they get in the batter's box. But I understand your mother is very superstitious before she watches you pitch. Very, very superstitious. My entire family is, but yeah, my mother, ever since Omaha at UVA when we went in 2021, she's been taking a fireball shot to just calm her nerves, just calm her down, and you know, we kept that going yesterday 2 days ago during the engagement, and we're gonna keep that going as long as I play the game of baseball. I can tell you that right now. That's awesome.
That begs the question: have you ever tried it before a start?
No. I'm like a pretty even keel guy. You know, you can talk to me, like I'll put music on every now and then, but you know, I know I have a job to do. I know what I need to do before I even pick up a baseball, and it's just about execution and location at the end of the day. Andrew, thanks for taking a couple of minutes with us. Congratulations on the engagement and continued success. Appreciate you guys. That's Andrew Abbott. 1-0 Cardinals after 2. Playing the top half of the third. Andrew Abbott, that was a fun conversation. Congrats to him and his future wife. He's going to find sunflower seeds in his sweatshirt for the next month, I think. Back to the top of the order for St. Louis, J.J. Weatherholt. Ball to strike from Petty. Every out that Petty has recorded has been in the air so far. Sac fly from Mason Wynn to put the Cardinals on the board. And Weatherholt into right, a base hit. Leadoff man on for his second straight inning for St. Louis.
Yeah, even though he throws a lot of sinkers, he likes to elevate the pitch, and it doesn't have a lot of drop to it. He is more of a fly ball pitcher, but he's shaking his head because that's a sweeper that he just left up in the zone. Didn't want that one elevated.
Third hit for the Cardinals as Herrera will use his timeout. This Cardinals team is going through the youth movement. Lost a number of their veteran players by trades in the offseason. And it really freed these young kids up to play. And they got off to such a great start, it almost feels like they're playing with house money at the moment.
Yeah, they're a young team, but they have some veteran experience. Like, they're in that sweet spot of their careers, like the 26 to 29s. And Ali Marmol was able to run back basically the entire lineup the second game of a doubleheader. Doesn't have a lot of age where you got to protect guys and give them days off. Confidence is building with each day with this group.
8 games over 500. And Herrera left side, tough play. De La Cruz goes to second. Scoop from McLean. One on to first. Double play. That was spectacular.
Wow. Just wow. I'm most impressed with the throw. And replay presented by Allstate. Here's the backhand, but watch the throw where he's throwing him basically sidearm with. I know he's got one of the strongest arms in baseball, but to be that accurate, that true in that position, and a great pivot at second by McLean, put a star on that one.
A couple of shortstops working together right there. 2 for the price of 1 with De La Cruz and McLean. Now Burleson. Fly ball left field. Friedel near the line. Makes the catch in foul territory, and just like that, another 7-pitch inning from Chase Petty. Bottom half of the 3rd inning, 1-0 St. Louis. Cardinals and Reds playing a doubleheader today. Nightcap, TJ Friedl, the number 9 hitter for Tito Francona. Friedl off to a slow start, just 177 a year after he had 15 home runs. He hit 261 a year ago and was the everyday leadoff man. And a ground ball to the right side. Adam played perfectly. 1 up and 1 down in the 3rd. Time for our sleeper picks. Tom, sponsored by Mattress Firm, the National League Central Division. Everybody at 500 or better on this May the 23rd. Definitely the sleeper division of Major League Baseball.
Yeah. Hey, listen, a couple of years ago, the AL Central had 3 playoff teams. Is it possible in the NL Central? It's possible based on this start. I know this for Terry Francona. His team is 1-10 inside this division. And I always say, we know they're big games, right? But because we don't play tiebreakers at the end of the year, they're like mini playoff games. You've got to beat the teams within your division.
He went around, did done, 1 ball and 1 strike. Yeah, those season series against your division are massive. And the way that the schedule is broken out this year, a lot of those games are late in the season now, just the way it should be. Years past, it hasn't always been your divisional games in September and the year with a division rival, what have you. But for the Reds, at 1-10 record, they've got a lot of work to do. And they've yet to play the Brewers in the regular season.
Think about last year, Toronto and the New York Yankees, same number of wins. Toronto wins the division, gets that bye.
Strike 3 called. Dunn strikes out looking. 3rd strikeout for Leahy, who's got the goods so far tonight. Time now for De La Cruz. Struck out on a curveball first time and gets a changeup. Swings through it.
He's not going to see many challenge fastballs in the zone. You'll see 1 or 2 in a sequence, but generally it's going to see if he's going to chase or to set up off speed. But in talking about his improvement, Jeff, you have to talk about his defense. We saw that great play there. You know, he had some careless errors last year. It's not that he's not a great defender, but to me, his biggest improvement has come with his footwork. And he's out there all the time with Freddie Benavides and has really worked hard on footwork. When you think about errors in the big leagues as an infielder, they're generally about footwork. People like to fixate on the throwing, but not being in proper position with the feet will lead to throwing errors. And I think he's really cut down on that.
Just 4 errors so far for De La Cruz. Unlimited range, unlimited throwing arm.
We have 2 of the best arms in the game at shortstop in this game today.
I just can't wait for the first ball in the hole for either one of them. We saw Mason win already on a ground ball to short to end the 1st inning. Showed it off a little, didn't really let it go. I mean, he's got 98 in the tank at short. Beware your knuckles if you're Alec Burleson. And a foul tip held on to. And De La Cruz strikes out. Back-to-back Ks by Leahy. 4 strikeouts through 3 innings. Top half of inning number 4 on the banks of the Ohio. Jordan Walker walked and scored in the 2nd inning. Opens up with ball 1 with the breaking ball. There's 29 pitches so far from Petty. He's had 2 7-pitch innings. Wave and a miss. There's that slider. Hard to imagine that Petty down in the minor leagues this year had an ERA over 6 with the stuff that he's running out there.
Yeah, that's funny. Usually you come up to the big leagues because you're on a roll. You're hot. His last start in the minor leagues about 6-7 days ago faced 18 batters and gave up 7 runs. He's been bothered by a blister problem, so he has not pitched much, just about 12 innings this entire month. But the stuff looks good, really. Right now, you mentioned 2 7-pitch innings.
Got rid of the finger hole right there in his glove. Some pitchers will do that so that they don't tip with their index finger.
You saw the kanji character on the webbing of the glove, symbolizing pain. He's got a saying he likes to go to that you can't understand true peace unless you've gone through true pain. And I guess that defines his major league career when you start giving up in your first game 9 Ernies. Welcome to the big leagues.
Again to the St. Louis Cardinals a year ago. It was pretty good, was an out away from a quality start back against the Cubs earlier this month. Walker spoiled it.
He's only the second Red to debut giving up 9 earned runs. The first one happened in 1912 by a guy named Hanson Horsey.
It's a great name.
He gave up 10 and never pitched again in the big leagues. That's pain.
Well, at least Petty's getting another few opportunities and miss low.
He's been very careful, deservedly so, with Walker here. Here he is before the game.
Everybody's got something. He's in the Zen zone out there. And that's towards the gap in left center field. Extra bases for Walker as it plugs up against the wall. Walker with a double to open up the 4th.
That's a different player this year, most improved player in baseball. Not a terrible pitch. The slider here goes down and gets it. The way he sank into his back leg there just bought him a little more time and coverage to get that. He has got one of the fastest bats in baseball. The home run he hit in Game 3, his bat speed was 83 miles per hour. I mean, that is elite, elite.
Last year, Tom, that's a ground ball to short.
A good point. And that was the pitch that would give him trouble.
Away on Nolan Gorman.
Well, I know if you talk to Aaron Judge, too, and I'm not saying he's Aaron Judge, but the similarities in their loading on that back hip instead of letting that hip go forward, that's really paying big dividends for Jordan.
Gorman with the base hit back in the 2nd inning. Set the stage for the sac fly. You mentioned it when we saw the replay from the side, how Walker just sank into it instead of drifting for it. That's a big difference. 2-0 hit to left for Friedl. Now coming in, makes the catch. Well, the greatest spectacle in racing is coming. It's the 110th running of the Indianapolis 500. Don't miss the pageantry and tradition of the biggest race in motorsports. Coverage of the Indy 500 begins 10 a.m. Eastern. The green flag at 12:30 tomorrow on Fox. Mason Wynn with the sac fly. Hits one to first. It's caught by Lowe. So after the double, 2 quick outs, and Walker's still stationed at second base. And now Brian Torres in telling his story in his major league debut, game number 1 of today's doubleheader. He singled in the 2nd inning. See the pitch counts there for Petty. Nine years in the minor leagues before getting his opportunity to play in the big leagues. At the time of his call up was hitting .336 in AAA. Ground ball to second. McLean takes care of it, and Petty works around the leadoff double from Jordan Walker. 1-0 St. Louis as we play in the bottom of the 4th. Kyle Leahy He's allowed just a couple of base hits. Nobody past first for Cincinnati to this point. Bleday takes the curveball for strike one.
I mean, the pitch mix has been outstanding, as we mentioned, using all 6 pitches, all at least 11% of the time. It's almost rare to see him double up on a pitch.
62 appearances last year. 1 start at the end of the season. It was on the last day of the year. Pitched to an ERA over 3. Cardinals went to him in the offseason and said, hey, we think we want to make you a starter. All right, sounds good. Whatever you think. And he has taken to it and run with it. Bleday swings and misses. Another strikeout. That's the 5th.
Well, he definitely has starter stuff, and he did start in the minor leagues. It's not entirely new to him, but when I see a pitch mix that's this deep, I see a very clean delivery with elite extension. Good athlete, repeats his delivery. That's a starting pitcher. And I love his path to the big leagues. How about he goes to D2 school, right? Colorado Mesa. He's going out to pitch in the tournament in California, and they're actually scouting, the major league teams are, a teammate. So they go to watch his teammate pitch, but the coach switched the pitchers. So Leahy started the first game. So the Cardinals scout, Maurice Rubio, gets to see him pitch and says, there's something there. Now, back then, he was throwing only 88 to 91. But he saw a slider with a lot of potential. He saw especially the arm movement and the athleticism. This is what scouts do.
He walks Sal Stewart on 4 straight. It's the old adage, you never know who's watching. Anybody can get seen at any time.
That's a great point. And listen, he was in the draft until the 17th round. Not many of those guys make it. And it was only a few years ago, 5 years ago, he had a year in Double-A where he went 0-8 with an ERA over 8. So his path to the big leagues has been well earned.
That's 5 straight out of the zone from Leahy. Very rare. He's one of the elder statesmen on this pitching staff. Again, a very young staff.
Everybody clap your hands.
3 earned runs or fewer in all but 2 of his starts this year. Low bounce to second his first time up. And a line drive to right. Walker dives and he knocked it down. May have saved a run by fielding that on the hop. It's a great play by Jordan Walker. May have knocked the wind out of him.
Yeah, it's a risky play because that's a run if it gets by him. Love the effort here. Just somehow was able to trap it on a little more than a short hop there. I think you're right, Jeff. It looked like he just kind of knocked the wind out of him for a minute.
Still down in a catcher's crouch. You say, nope, get out of here. I'm good. Just need to breathe for a moment.
I watched Nathaniel Lowe hit this year, and I'm looking at a different hitter.
Totally.
He was Eric Hosmer with a great flat stroke the other way. Rarely had pull side to the air. He has changed his swing, much more upright in his setup through the swing instead of diving into the ball. Higher finish, getting backspin on the ball. Another example we saw in game 1, long home run to right field. And he's become a power threat to the pull side like he never had been before.
One of those guys who could really take advantage of this ballpark in particular. And a strike on McLean. Deep fly to center his first time up. Reds have scored just 1 run so far during the doubleheader. That was the Lowe homer. And we're going to get a challenge.
The previous pitch was called a ball. The catcher's challenge.
Another ABS challenge from T-Mobile.
Yeah, I like the idea of challenging. We'll see.
Call's overturned. St. Louis has 2 challenges remaining.
The reason why I like it, Jeff, is too many catchers are just a little too passive early in the game. Everybody's fixated on saving them. You're back there behind the plate. You got a great view of that strike zone. If your gut tells you to challenge, especially here with runners on base, go ahead.
It's interesting talking to a lot of catchers now, as that one gets away and everybody advances. Wild pitch by Leahy. Now the tying run is at third.
Just wasn't able to get all the way out in front of this pitch. He's trying to get the body out in front, but just doesn't move that right leg enough to get over there.
So 1-2 on McLean. Got him. Came back with a sweeper, and he strikes out McLean. A huge second out for Leahy.
Absolutely huge pitch. Runner on third, less than 2 outs. By design, the elevated sweeper.
Two-out RBI opportunity now for Will Benson. Benson hits it foul. We were discussing the ABS challenges moments ago from the catcher perspective. A lot easier to go side to side. I think catchers are still struggling with up and down with their challenges because of the new strike zone and what it is for each hitter.
I think that's a great point, because as a catcher, you're used to where the batter is in the box in terms of his stance. Does he stand straight up tall like Benson does? Does he get in a crouch? Well, now that doesn't matter.
Right.
Only thing that matters is your height. I mean, you almost have to study the game program.
Right.
How tall is this guy? 6'3"?
That's right. When they told us that they measured everybody in Major League Baseball during spring training between the hours of 10 a.m. and noon, it was the most fascinating thing I've ever heard in my life. Because that is when you are at your apex height in the day, between the hours of 10 a.m. and noon.
Who knew?
I didn't know. I had no clue.
Baseball continues to teach us.
Also, Alex Bregman's height continues to go down each year with each team that he has played for. 1-2 on Benson. Good pitch. Better take.
Yeah, it's almost like, you know, the same as against Ellie De La Cruz in the box. Leahy is sticking with a lot of spin and off speed.
Tried again and missed.
Benson's a really good fastball hitter. He's very quick to the baseball.
Got him. Threw him a changeup on 3-2, and Leahy gets out of it. He's got 7 strikeouts through 4. Sunsetting in Cincinnati, Cardinals with a 1-0 lead. Kyle Leahy pitching his way through a jam in that 4th. He's matched a career high with 7 strikeouts. Petty, meanwhile, continues to burn the strike zone. Chase Petty, only 43 pitches through his 4 innings of work, but finds himself trailing 1-0. Leadoff man has been on in each of the last 3 innings for the Cardinals.
It's interesting, Jeff, that, you know, we're not seeing the upper 90s velocity from Petty, and we're not seeing the swing and miss, just 3, but he's pitching. He's locating both sides of the plate. Looks very much in command of his stuff.
It's a new version of Petty that the Reds are seeing tonight. And it goes to show that you don't have to throw 98, 100 miles an hour with every single pitch.
That's the key, every single pitch. Like, I have no problem dialing up, maxing out the velo, 2 strikes maybe, running around second base. You watch the great pitchers, you know, the Skeens, the Garrett Coles. You know, they have a cruising speed, and then they have that extra gear when they need it.
Good pitch with the sweeper. Missed, though. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 8, 9, and 1 scheduled for St. Louis in this top of the 5th. Off the end of the bat, shallow left center. Out is De La Cruz, and now racing in and making the catch is Friedl. Well, this summer, biggest tournament on the planet comes to America, and you can see it all right here on Fox. Get ready for the 2026 FIFA World Cup. It all kicks off June 11th on Fox and FS1. Victor Scott in the 9-hole. Got robbed of a base hit by a leaping Matt McLean at second base. Pops this one up on the infield. De La Cruz calling for it. 2 quick outs for Petty. Again, the pitch count is in a wonderful place for Petty. Just 6 so far in this inning.
A lot of early count swings. A lot of, what is that now? 3 1-pitch outs. That'll keep your pitch count manageable.
The only guy for the Cardinals that's seeing any pitches whatsoever is Jordan Walker. Back to the top and Weatherholt, and he swings at the first pitch and fouls it away. Tap foul right side. Petty still without a strikeout, but that's okay.
Absolutely. Take it any day of the week with this pitch count here just at 50 to get 14 outs. You mentioned this. He was a first-round pick by Minnesota out of high school. He was rated as one of the best high school pitchers in his class coming into that draft. He's always had velocity. I mean, he was throwing upper 90s even in high school.
0-2 to Weatherholt.
He's got such a long arm swing and a fast arm as well. A lot of guys these days have gone to that short arm motion. He's just literally rearing back. I don't think with a ton of effort. It's just the way his body works.
Missed high.
He was in the Sonny Gray deal. The Twins traded him after he made just 2 appearances for them in their system. For a first-round pick. Tells you how much they wanted Sonny Gray.
Well, he was good with the Twins, was Gray. Now a couple of teams later, he's in Boston. 2-2, got him. First strikeout of the night for Petty, and he gets Weatherholt in a clean 5th. It's Kyle Leahy back to work. This is where for Leahy things to get a bit in the fringy area. The 3rd time through the order as Higgins lines one to left for a base hit. Leadoff man is on for the 2nd time for Cincinnati. Let's all play ball. Don't miss play ball weekend coming up on June 5th through the 7th, encouraging youth everywhere to get out and play. You can visit playball.org to register for a free event near you today. TJ Friedl, the number 9 hitter. The numbers for Leahy, 1st time through, 2nd time through, 3rd time through, rather drastic. Friedl bunts. That's a good one. Gorman throws him out to second base. Goes Higgins. Blake Dunn coming up. Time for our pitcher profile, sponsored by Wendy's, and it's those numbers we were just talking about. 1st, 2nd, 3rd time through the order.
Yeah, those are staggering. We know that in Major League Baseball, it's kind of a crisis point, if you will, for managers when that lineup turns over a 3rd time for any pitcher. It's a problem for him, I think, not because of stuff. I'm talking to Ollie Marmol. It's just conditioning himself as a starting pitcher to hold his stuff. In the past, his velo has gone down the 3rd time around. Right now, it looks like his stuff is still good. I don't see it dropping off. But it's like training for a marathon.
Line drive right center. Down a base hit. They're going to hold Higgins at 3rd. Runners around the corners. Reds fans don't like that hold.
Well, Higgins had a bad read on the ball, but I always want to bring my runner around third base and see where the throw goes. This is a very weak throw to second base, and he could have scored even with a late start. And he's reading, watch him. He's going to read the ball. He thinks there's a chance that Scott's going to catch this, but now watch this throw here. In fact, Nolan Gorman at third is saying throw home because he thinks there's a chance he's going to continue home. The throw went to second base.
Well, Dunn misses out on a potential RBI. De La Cruz at the plate. Runners on the corners, one away. Reds had second and third, one out last inning, couldn't score. De La Cruz takes strike one.
Well, at some point, Ellie is just having to sit soft here. Change-ups and curveballs.
De La Cruz to left. It is back. It is gone. De La Cruz watched that for a while. It's a three-run homer for Cincinnati. Gearing up for the Indy 500. Shots of milk for everybody.
Now you got to pour it. There you go.
Home run number 12 for De La Cruz, and he goes the opposite way.
That's why Leahy had stayed soft the whole time. The one time he threw a challenge fastball, Ellie was ready for it. We talked about how to the opposite field, he's one of the best power hitters in the game. I mean, you got Nick Kurtz, you got Pete Alonso. Ellie De La Cruz going the other way, man, that's a strong suit for him.
Just his second home run in the last 24 games. But a big one there for the Reds against Leahy, and it's that third time through.
Yeah, I'm okay with throwing a fastball there, but not where it was.
And that's strike three. Go back to this home run from Ellie De La Cruz. I mean, it took him a good few seconds to get into his trot. He knew it as soon as he hit it.
Yeah, that swing is just tailor-made to take velo the other way like that. He's hit enough. He knows. Leahy is holding his velocity. That's not the problem. That was just a mistake to a great fastball hitter.
Location, location, location. Leahy did bounce back and get the strikeout, his 8th of the game, which is a new career high. But he's trailing 3-1. Sal Stewart ground out and a walk. Fly ball right field. This one peeling into the seats.
Sal is about as confident a hitter as you will find. Even when he's not going well, he thinks he can hit anything, and generally he can. This is a guy who, in spring training, he'd wake up every day with a sign on his door that said ROY, Rookie of the Year.
Good to have goals.
That's his goal. You want to be the best of the first-year players. Write it down. When you wake up in the morning, it's the first thing you see.
May have 2 Rookie of the Year candidates in this game alone. See the proof there for Leahy, new career high in strikeouts. Weatherholt and Sal Stewart playing in this game. They got some fantastic rookies all throughout the league. Strike 3 called in an ABS challenge.
Pitch is called a strike. The batter's challenge.
Stewart is pretty convinced that this is going to be ball 4. And he's right.
Call's overturned. Cincinnati still has 2 challenges remaining.
2 inches below the strike zone.
I told you he's a confident young man.
Yes, he is.
I love that, taking off the gear and walking to first base.
The pitching coach coming out to chat with Leahy after that 2-out walk to Stewart before this at-bat with Lowe.
And I got to point out the home plate umpire, John Tumpane, right? He has the highest accuracy of any umpire in baseball this year. And coming into this game, 10 games behind the plate, only 9 pitches have been overturned.
Wow.
That's just crazy. Now, that's the third one today. So, yes, he's human. But to me, I know that ABS sometimes can show when an umpire is having a bad day. You know, players for years, when they make an error, it's in lights on the scoreboard. And it's the same now with umpires. It can be uncomfortable. But I think it also has highlighted how good these guys are.
The amount of challenges, I don't think it's as high as it was early on in the season. The strike zones are certainly tighter, and these umpires are saying, all right, you don't believe me? Go ahead, challenge it. And then once you lose your challenges, then all right, here we go. Games of mind control again. Both teams still have both their challenges as Lowe tried to check, and he couldn't.
Yeah, I mean, you have to be judicious with challenges, right? And the umpire is still going to be right about half the time. That's impressive.
The thing that's not lost either, Tom, is the fact that pitch presentation from catchers is still a big deal, because you can coax a hitter into an ABS challenge by the way that you catch a ball sometimes.
I think that's a great point.
Lowe with a deep drive to right center. That's on its way and gone for Lowe. Second home run of the day for Nathaniel Lowe.
And watch this swing. I mean, he's got a little bit of arc to that swing now that was never there in the past. So the pull side power now is a real thing. And as you mentioned, Jeff, especially in this ballpark, that one was tagged.
Yeah, that would have been gone in Yellowstone. Any park. And a strike on McLean. 435 feet for Nathaniel Lowe as the bullpen starts to move for St. Louis. 0-2 on McLean.
And so for Leahy, this is going to continue to be a narrative this third time around until he defeats it. You know, even with the pitching coach going out there, giving him a little bit of breather, kind of just do a reset.
McLean to center for Victor Scott, ends the inning, but the Reds go deep twice. It started with Ellie De La Cruz. He's got a dozen home runs on the season. He goes the opposite way, and the Reds, with a 5-run 5th inning, have the lead against St. Louis. Drink all that milk. Two swings, 5 runs by those two players for the Reds. They've scored 6 total runs in the doubleheader, all driven in by those two gentlemen as Ivan Herrera gets hit again. Surprise, surprise. It's like he's got a magnet in his pocket.
Well, if you're going to get hit, pitch of choice is the changeup. Obviously not what Chase wants to do. Put the leadoff hitter on with one free pitch right there, holding a 4-run lead.
4th time in the game. The leadoff man has been on for St. Louis, looking for a shutdown inning after his offense gave him 5 last half. Burleson rips one down to the right field corner. Herrera's on the move. Burleson on his way to second base. A throw from Benson all the way through, but not in time. It's a double, and here come the Cardinals.
They continue to attack first pitches. This one, another changeup. Where is it? Middle, up. A good hustle, because Benson throws well by Burleson to get to second base.
Ellie having some fun with him. Lift up that right arm. Get out of here. Ground ball left side, foul by Jordan Walker. He's had the longest at-bats of the night against Petty. Walked in the second, doubled in the fourth. Got in on his hands. Cardinals so far tonight 0 for 5 with runners in scoring position.
And this is where he's got him set up for that sweeper, that two-seamer in. That sinker is such an effective pitch right on right when it's used in sequences. Not so much when you measure the metrics alone, but how it sets up the next pitch.
Walker had a pretty good one to hit right there. Missed it.
He did. A four-seam fastball in the zone, behind on the count.
That is a pitch that has given Jordan Walker fits.
Yeah, that's
in
the pitch I
previous
thought he
years.
was going to. And you're right. If you were looking at the scouting report from 25, he will chase that pitch. Doesn't even have to be a great one. I mean, you'll see how we've seen it tonight. Disciplined and relaxed in the box.
Lays off the high and tight fastball, 2-2.
Well, you're right, Jeff. He has seen a lot of pitches tonight. Petty has been so careful, and rightly so, to Jordan Walker.
More than 6 pitches in every one of his at-bats so far. And he took that one low. Wow, that's a great eye. So from 0-2 to 3-2 on Walker. A tying run is in the on-deck circle. Walker, a drive to deep left center field. That is way back, and it is gone for Jordan Walker. The revelation comes up with home run number 15.
He won that at bat. Not that last pitch. He won the at bat. You talk about working hard to get a pitch that you can absolutely crush. Getting to this pitch, sinker down, didn't get it all the way in, and that's what happens when you miss by a little bit to that man. But the way he worked to get to that pitch, that was an impressive at bat.
From an 0-2 count to a 3-2 count and gone. The Cardinals are back in it. Pitching change in Cincy. Brock Burke is the new pitcher for Cincinnati. Nolan Gorman digs in with the Cardinals down by 1. That shutdown inning not happening for Chase Petty. The final line
Call the ball. Catcher's challenge.
will not be as indicative as how well he pitched in this game. ABS challenge powered by T-Mobile.
That call is confirmed. Cincinnati has 1 challenge remaining.
Look how close that is.
Wow.
2/10. Chase Petty threw the ball very well tonight, Tom.
Yeah, he did. The pitch efficiency was off the charts good. Just one pitch to Walker there. That's one that stains his night where he's not feeling good about his effort, but in time he will.
Swing and a miss. The hit batter started the inning, the double on the hanging changeup, and then 0-2 to 3-2 to a 3-run homer to Jordan Walker. And it spoils what was a really good performance.
It is amazing how many times you see this. Third time around, young starting pitchers, and this stuff all of a sudden diminishes.
Got the home run chain on. Walker number 2 by himself in the National League. Gorman swings and misses. It's 2-2. Ground ball to short. De La Cruz throws out Gorman. One away. Time for high speed, sponsored by AT&T. Pitch by pitch in this Jordan Walker AB.
And Petty pitched him really well. You want to pound him in with fastballs, which he does here, to open up the outside to get him to chase on off speed. The only problem is this version of Jordan Walker is not going to chase. This is a big take right here. That's a borderline pitch. And that's what got him to the 3-2 sinker. And with the base open, you just can't miss in the strike zone. It wasn't in by much, but it's got to be all the way in. He's just too good this year to make a mistake and get away with it.
Even the first 0-2 pitch that he threw was right down the middle. Swing and a miss by Wynn. But you're right, the take on the sweeper on 2-2, that was the key pitch in the at-bat.
Oh, man. You know, we started at the top talking about Jordan Walker as the most improved player in baseball. And you can look at the numbers, and they will tell you that. But if you look at that at bat, then you understand.
Wynn battles against Brock Burke. We've talked about a lot of his offensive improvements, Jordan Walker, but he is a totally different player defensively, too.
He's gone from what I thought was a liability, really, to maybe a guy, you know, back in the day, you didn't maybe want him out there on the field with a lead late in the game.
No.
But now, plus defender. But I think you're seeing now this league is, the word is out. You're going to have to pitch him very carefully.
Mason Wynn working the count in this sequence with Burke.
Some guys just take a little more time in those hitters meetings. The pitchers are going over the hitters of the other team before the game. You spend a lot of time on Jordan Walker.
I'd say he's bolded, highlighted, everything right now. Wynn into right center. Benson's there, makes the catch, 2 away. Brian Torres now. Base hit and a ground out. Second big league game for Torres. I mean, it would have been really prophetic if it would have been Torres to hit the first home run of the ball game, and we saw our Indy 500 guy pour the milk all over him, since he was a milkman in Milwaukee in the independent leagues. That would have made sense.
I love the name, the Milwaukee Milkmen.
It's perfect.
What does the logo look like?
It's just a cow.
Okay.
Not a spotted cow, but a cow.
A little more creative than that.
Yep.
There's nothing like ice cold milk in one of those glass bottles.
Yeah.
Like we saw.
That's our gentleman out
kind
there.
Of a shame to pour it on yourself.
There's quite a few wet wipes being used to clean up that station.
Clean up aisle 5.
It's hard to chug milk, too, by the way. He's got a whole gallon.
We got more. We got more.
Look at that. Got a whole gallon. A hit foul to the left field line. Taking him out of the ballpark. It's hard to chug milk.
You're right about that. But I got to tell you, I went to Penn State. They have like the best milk in the world.
It is, the creamery.
At the creamery, the ice cream is spectacular. But the milk, I was in heaven. I got there as a freshman. Like, this is college? I don't think most college freshmen are raving about the milk, though. Some other beverages.
Sure. Served in milk jugs. But the creamery, if you're ever in Happy Valley, go visit the creamery. Unbelievable. But you can't mix flavors. One flavor only.
Purists. It's like the football uniforms. There's no messing around.
No. Torres slaps it foul again.
I mean, this is what the milkman has done throughout his long journey to the major leagues, right? The quality of his at-bats in his first day at the big league, I am so impressed.
7th pitch of this at-bat coming. And he took it outside, ball 4. What an at-bat from Torres. His plate discipline is on another level.
That's left on left there too, and he did not give an inch.
Guy who spent last year in AAA Memphis, the year before that in the Texas League in Springfield. Never was a home run hitter. Maxed out at 11 home runs again in the independent leagues, but hit 9 last year in Memphis. But plate discipline has always been a skill. Brings Pages to the plate, and a ground ball to third. It's fair. Across the diamond goes Stewart. Pages retired, but the Cardinals answer right back. They're within a run. Jordan Walker hits home run number 15. It's a one-run game in Cincinnati. Justin Brule is on to work for the St. Louis Cardinals. Bottom half of inning number 6. 5.29 ERA in his 19th game, and the Reds will go to the bench. Spencer Steer will pinch hits on end to his hitting streak in game 1 of this doubleheader, but he is one of the hottest hitters in Major League Baseball.
We've got some managing going on now. Again, this is what happens right around the 6th inning in a lot of Major League games. Lineup turns around third time. You start seeing bullpen pieces come in, pinch hitters off the bench, trying to get a platoon advantage. But you're right about Spencer Steer. He has been red hot, seeing the ball really well, taking his walks, getting his hits.
Been playing all around the field over the last couple of years. Left field, a lot of first base. See what he's done since April 28th. The last 31. This is not a small sample size. That is some ownage right there at the plate. Lines it foul.
He's even had some starts at second base to get that bat in the lineup. Very versatile player.
He's dealt with some health issues. Big part of why some of his offensive numbers have been down the last couple of years, but for Steer, very reliable. And he chops it foul. 5 multi-hit games, the last 9 for Steer. And he fouls it away. Got a piece of Pages behind the plate. 7, 8, and 9 scheduled in the inning. 1-run game in the 6th. Cardinals with a big counter punch in the top half of the 6th inning with a home run by Walker.
Yeah, I thought Leahy threw the ball really well, and sort of like the story of both starting pitchers, where you look at the box score and say, but threw the ball really well in both cases. They got beat by the one guy on the lineup that you can't make a mistake to.
3-2 ripped into the gap in left center field. Steer's going to have extra bases to start the bottom of the 6th. Wedges up against the bottom of the wall. Steer with a double. Saw an end to his hitting streak in game 1. Picks up another starting game 2.
Let's start another streak. Elevated sweeper right there. He's all over it. One thing about the St. Louis staff, it's not a huge swing and miss staff. Leahy did have a lot of swing and miss tonight, but in general, they're going to need their defense to make plays. That was in a place no one was going to get to.
P.J. Higgins squares the bunt and fouls it at home plate. Hit it twice.
Watch this ball. It's going to hit in foul territory on the plate. That's actually fair territory. It hits the bat twice, as you mentioned.
Down and then up. Can't do that.
No, not if you tried. Burleson is backed up a little bit at first base. I would think the bunt is still on right here.
Squares, pulls it back. 3 career sacrifice bunts for P.J. Higgins. Saw his longest playing time come with the Cubs back in 2022. In fact, that was the last time he was in the big leagues. before this year with Cincinnati. Up because of the injury to Trevino. He bunts first base side. It's a good one. Brule picks it up. Sacrifice complete from Higgins.
I like the play, even though you had the platoon advantage at the plate and the number 9 hitter coming up, who's not going to hit, get another platoon advantage, another pinch hitter. We're seeing more bunts in the game today, both bunting for hits and sacrifices.
Pinch hitter coming up for Cincinnati. Dane Myers come off the bench and hit for TJ Friedl.
I mean, you would think maybe 5 years ago, playing in this ballpark, nobody's bunting in the 6th inning. But I think the game has changed a little bit. Pitching is so good. You look at the major league batting average, and that's down. Home runs are down. I like the fact that teams now have at least an option now to use that play.
Seeing more and more offenses challenge position players to make plays, specifically pitchers. Make them throw to other bases.
That is a great point, because we've seen a lot of breakdowns. And if you're watching the Tampa Bay Rays play baseball, it's small ball. I'm not saying it's taken over the game, but it is at least an option now.
Dane Myers pinch hitting. Infield comes up for St. Louis, and Myers fouls it away.
So that bunt brings the infield in. Pinch hitter comes off the bench. Terry Francona playing for 1, but you never know. It could open up a bigger inning.
Myers into the gap in left center. Extra bases for Myers. Steers scores. Myers with a pinch hit RBI double.
This sinker is absolutely scalded. Try to get the runner in from third base. You're looking for anything elevated to hit to the big part of the field. You'll take the sac fly, but hey, even better, 2-base hit.
Only Marmol coming out. He's going to make a pitching change. Gordon Graceffo is on for St. Louis. Couple of pinch hit doubles. Terry Francona pushing the right buttons in this inning. Getting an extra run across. And poised for more with only 1 away in the top of the order coming. Dunn takes ball 1 from Graceffo. Brule faced 3. 2 doubles and a sacrifice bunt.
Graceffo does have swing and miss stuff, especially his 2 breaking balls. Right over the top. Late hard break.
Dunn fouls it away.
Blake Dunn is such a great athlete. At high school in Michigan, he won 16 different letters. 4 sports, 4 years. 4 times 4. Do the math.
Wow. That is not specializing in one sport.
Football, basketball, baseball, track. We mentioned his speed. He's in the 99th percentile in sprint speed.
He's ahead 2-1, and he fouled it away.
I always love to see hitters in 2-strike counts foul the ball off the other way. Pitchers are reading those swings. You see, that means he's staying back. He's letting that ball travel. It's hard to get him off speed on a breaking ball, but I think he's got to break one off here.
He did, and he got him. Time for dual action. It's sponsored by Roundup. A couple of home runs here for the Cincinnati Reds. First, Ellie De La Cruz goes the opposite way. He knew it as soon as he made contact. And then Nathaniel Lowe with a 2-run shot off the smokestacks. That's in the dirt. Good stop by Pages. Reds offense very, very home run driven. Strike on De La Cruz. All of their runs in the first 2 games of the series have come on homers, with the exception of the double by Myers moments ago. Right down the middle. 1-2. Ruseffo trying to clean up this mess in the bottom of the 6th.
He saw that breaking ball really well. I mentioned LA, some of the mechanical adjustments he's made. He's not as open as he was last year in the stance, but if you watch him when he loads up, he'll get the bat more upright and then tip it a little bit forward before he brings it back. It's a little timing mechanism. Barry Bonds had it. Josh Hamilton had it. He just, to me, looks just so comfortable this year. I mean, he's been a great player. We always said he's got a great ceiling. Who knows how high it is, but he keeps getting closer and closer each year.
De La Cruz slaps it foul. Got to the big leagues as a pure athlete. Now he's becoming a baseball player.
And he works at it, man. You come out here early, he's always out there, whether it's in the cage, on defense. You mentioned he's playing every day. He's got a great love, not just for this game, but for being better than he is.
And he takes the breaking ball and draws the walk.
That's okay if you're Ruseffo. You didn't give in there. Tough at bat. Had the base open. Just couldn't get the chase.
J.J. Bleday 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts. This is where he has cashed in his time with the Reds. Runners in scoring position. Takes strike 1. Already a run home in the inning. This was a 1-0 game going into the bottom of the 5th, by the way. Bleday even now.
Well, you had that stat on home runs for the Reds. I think if you play in this ballpark as your home ballpark, you better have slug. As I look at the Boston Red Sox playing in Fenway, they don't have a lot of slug. It doesn't make sense to me.
Left it high. Play to the contours of your ballpark, right?
Absolutely. It's the one sport where the shape, size of the field matters so much in your team architecture.
Bleday fouled it back. 13 RBIs in his last 11 games for Bleday.
He had a fastball to hit right there. Fouled it straight back on it. As we mentioned, he likes the ball a little bit close to his body. You got to keep it away.
To first, handled by Burleson, and the side is retired. Reds get another run on the pinch hit double by Dane Myers. Led off that inning with a double. He takes over in left. Dane Myers stays in the game in center. Dunn moves over to right as Burke continues on for Cincinnati. Throws strike 1 on Victor Scott.
Yeah, Nathaniel Lowe creeping in at first base. Scott loves against lefties. Take the ball with him on a bunt to first base. Maybe not now with 1 strike.
Scott chopper to short. De La Cruz got to hurry, and he gets Scott. Well, this is Memorial Day, and throughout America's 250th year, baseball honors those who made the ultimate sacrifice for our country. Learn how you can support grieving military families at MLBtogether.com.
You know, that last play, good example of what I talked about with the footwork of Ellie De La Cruz. He was in position with his feet before he threw the baseball.
No panic. He knows what a good throwing arm he has, but if the footwork isn't stable under him while he's throwing, that leads to errant throws.
You're 100% right. I think sometimes he knew with the arm strength he has, he could just rely on that.
Top of the order in Weatherholt. Taken high. One for three for Weatherholt. It's a Reds bullpen that has struggled this year, to say the least. They're without their closer, Emilio Pagan, even though he's getting closer to returning after the hamstring injury. The Reds bullpen over 5 as a group.
And this is a big part of the problem. Way too many walks.
One on walk to Weatherholt, and here comes Terry Francona. Graham Ashcraft has been loosening in the Reds' pen. He's going to get the call. Try and protect a 2-run lead with the beef of the order coming up. The bullpen, first 23 games, #1 in Major League Baseball. Last 28, dead last with an ERA almost .750 and a foul from Herrera. This is a team in the Reds that dominated one-run games in March and April. 7-0 in one-run games. In May, they're just 1-6.
They got the right guy on the mound. I mean, this guy is such a valuable piece for Terry Francona. Elite stuff. 2-pitch guy. And they call that a cutter. I'm calling it a 4-seam fastball. It does have a little cutting action on it, so it comes up as a cutter. But it's a great fastball. You already saw the slider there, a 93-mile-an-hour slider. That's up from where it normally is. He's like an old-school Goose Gossage type, coming right at you over the top, 2 pitches.
This is low. There's that slider. Started his career with the Reds as a starter, and he was throwing this kind of stuff, but it wouldn't maintain for a long distance. So he put it in the bullpen. He's become a weapon. Got to throw strikes, so he's behind 3-1.
Yeah, Herrera should get a good pitch at this, a good swing at this pitch here. Just sitting on fastball, looking for something over the plate.
Back in there with a strike. 99-mile-an-hour cutter.
I was expecting him to take a pass at that one because that did get a lot of the plate.
Runner goes. Ground ball right side, right through the vacated area. Weatherholt will get to third. Cardinal baseball.
I'm not sure if Weatherholt looked in or not. He should have, because he was confused as to where the baseball was. Just keep going. He almost missed at second base. He was so confused about where the ball went. I love Marmol starting the runner there, 3-2. He did look in. I'm not sure what the hesitation was. You see him stumble around second.
All right, Tommy almost missed it. Ended up clipping the front part. Now Burleson, a big swing and a foul into the glove. Doubled his last time. Part of that 3-run 6th inning. Thanks to Jordan Walker, who's on deck. Tying run is on for the Cardinals in the 7th.
I got to give Ali Marmol a lot of credit for starting the runner there. Watch him take off. He does peek in, but he somehow lost sight of the ball. The corner of it. But you got a guy that's swinging this stuff on the mound. He started the runner to stay out of the double play.
2-1 on Burleson. Hitting nearly .350 with runners in scoring position this year. As you mentioned earlier, good bad ball hitter. Burleson pops it up. Not going to get it done as De La Cruz in shallow left, route number 2. Good pitch on the inner part of the plate as Jordan Walker's coming up. Time for our Power Players, sponsored by Walmart Plus. Big 3-run home run his last time up to get the Cardinals back in it.
Home run number 15. I mean, this could be the ball game right here. Huge at bat here. Power stuff. Power against power.
Swinging at the first pitch, cutter. I should say slider. Big right side for Jordan Walker. Play him to pull on the infield. Got the cutter by him at 98.
That's where he's going to have to stay. I'd go even higher right now. That elevated cutter is so difficult to get on top of.
Reds clinging to a 2-run lead, and Walker uses his timeout. And he chased. Ashcraft gets the big strikeout at Jordan Walker. Time for our game summary. It's sponsored by Blue Moon. Cardinals took the early lead in this one, but the Reds with 5 runs in the 5th. 3-run shot by De La Cruz, a 2-run homer by Lowe. Jordan Walker with a 3-run homer in the 6th to get St. Louis within a run. And then Dane Myers with an RBI double to pad the lead for Cincinnati. 6-4 at the stretch. Ryan Fernandez is on for St. Louis.
The 27th man for St. Louis. A doubleheader. The additional roster spot worked out to his advantage.
The previous pitch was called a strike. Batter's challenge.
Sal Stewart challenging for a second time today. ABS challenge brought to you by T-Mobile.
That call is confirmed. Cincinnati has no challenges remaining.
Sal Stewart did not like the fact that he was wrong.
Yeah, leaving him with no challenges. I'm not sure about that one.
And it skips in the dirt.
This has been a really good ball game. A lot of strategic moves to make, a manager's type of ball game, and I'm telling you, Jordan Walker hit that home run earlier. I'm sure Terry Francona knew the next time he came to the plate that Graham Ashcraft would be facing him.
And guessing nothing on the inner part of the plate too.
Ashcraft's such a weapon. You can drop him into any emergency situation, and he can come back out. Sit down, come back, and pitch the next inning, get a couple more outs for you.
Three and 2 on Stewart. Got him. Good pitch by Fernandez. One away. Nathaniel Lowe, a couple of home runs on the day. 2 for 3 in game 2 of this doubleheader. Remember, the Cardinals and Reds got washed out yesterday, so double dip today. Cardinals took the opener 8-1. Reds looking for just their 2nd win within the division this year.
Everybody clap your hands.
Watching Nathaniel Lowe set up in the box, he looks like a power hitter now. If you saw him last year, the barrel was kind of parallel to the ground, flatter setup. He's got that bat kind of preset loaded position from the get-go. You don't see too many power hitters who start with the bat flat.
Low off the end of the bat. It's a foul ball. Foul ball. John Tempane on it, the home plate umpire.
He did everything he can to try to get that. Well, it wasn't fair for just a half a second there.
We'll see another one from Fernandez. And Lowe stays alive.
I mean, by his standards, he had a bad year last year and was out there on the market for a long time, signed a very cheap contract to get here, found the right spot.
Emergency cut, fouls it away.
I'll say.
Almost
like
took
he hit it out of the glove.
Exactly, took it out of Page's glove. That's where you see a lot of catcher's interference. Seventh pitch of the sequence. Struck him out. Turned over the changeup. Back-to-back Ks for Fernandez.
That's reading a hitter's swing. You saw you staying back so much on that, but slow him up even more. Barrel is gone by the time the ball gets there.
2 away from McLean. 0 for 3 for the Reds' second baseman. Quick 0-2.
Watching Pages behind the plate, the last 2 pitches there kind of remind you that pitch framing is still a skill.
John Tempane not happy with the Reds dugout. Again, they don't have any challenges left.
And that was my point, that if the team doesn't have any challenges, then it's old school baseball being 2025. And I guess he didn't like, the Reds bench didn't like some of those calls.
Swing and a miss. McLean is gone, and Fernandez strikes out the side in the 7th. A 6-4 lead as we go to the top of the 8th. Ashcraft back to work. Gorman, Wynn, and Torres scheduled for St. Louis. Back to the backstop for ball 1.
Well, Ashcraft has got as many as 5 outs in the game this year. And that's what Terry Francona wants to see out of him here. He's so valuable a piece. The Reds have won 26 games. He's pitched in 17 of them.
Fills up the zone on Gorman.
And that's why that at bat against Walker was so big. Terry Francona knows if things go right, he doesn't have to see Walker again.
Fouled back just below us. 2-2 on Gorman. Reds really playing matchups with their bullpen with no Pagan at the back end. 3-2. Struck him out. Went high cutter. 1 gone in the 8th.
Yeah, perfectly executed. Tried to get him to chase the pitch before, but we mentioned that that's the place where you have to pitch Gorman. Above the hands with velocity, money.
So Mason Wynn digs in, sac fly back in the 2nd. Cardinals trying to get something from the bottom of the order. They were the catalysts in game 1 of the doubleheader today. Victor Scott with 3 hits down in the 9-hole. Today it's been the Jordan Walker show. 2 for 3, 3-run homer. Cincinnati's got home runs from De La Cruz and Lowe. Ground ball to second. McClain is sure-handed as it gets. 2 away. The MLB app has you covered all season long. Get personalized highlights and push notifications just for you. Download the MLB app, the #1 app for live baseball. Two down for Torres. Hitting a cool 500 in his big league career so far. And takes strike 1. Oh, he thought about challenge. You see that right arm go up?
That was half-hearted.
It's your first day in the big leagues.
Exactly. Oh,
he would have been right.
I was going to say I'm a big fan of that. If your gut tells you challenge, and certainly his gut did, that's his gut reaction. Go ahead. I don't know if I should.
I don't know if I'm allowed. It's 0-2 on Torres. Up and in. Look out.
Dude, you're hitting 500. You're allowed.
You've earned it. Skipped in the dirt.
Well, we've seen it time and time again. He is tough to put away, even with someone with wipeout stuff like Ashcraft. Can he execute and get a swing and miss?
Popped him up, third base side and in the seats. Torres battling.
All right, so that registers for Ashcraft. You know, you just tried that elevated cutter, and to me, that's his best pitch. You're like, okay, he covered that. Let's try that slider underneath the barrel toward the back foot.
Looking for a clean inning. Haven't been many of them in this game. And he got him. He tied him up with that back foot slider. Ashcraft with a couple more Ks and a clean 8th. Today's telecast sponsored by Geico. Feels good to Geico. Floating down the Ohio here in Cincinnati. And Fernandez back to work in the bottom of the 8th inning. 6-4 Cincinnati. Bottom third, which now features Steer, Higgins, and Dane Myers. Steer into left off the end of the bat. Coming in and making the catch is Torres. And the question we were posing each other in between the innings, who gets the 9th inning for Cincinnati after Ashcraft worked the last inning in 2/3?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure a lot of fans watching it, you'd be tempted to say, why take him out? I mean, he's got great stuff. But listen, we mentioned he's pitched a season high of an inning 2/3. He's right there right now. You've got Tony Santillan warming up for Terry Francona.
Foul back just to our right. There's Santillan. Tito's got a good rock going right now. The 0-1. Fouled into the glove. 0-2.
That means it's a close game. Like, you don't even need to see the scoreboard. It's a 1 or 2 run game when he's rocking. Got a big lead. Sit back, relax, enjoy it.
It's the old Leo Mazzoni.
That's right.
Oh, 2 to Higgins. Cardinals still have both of their challenges.
Yeah, I thought we might have seen one there. A 2-strike edge pitch.
Struck him out. Boy, Fernandez has looked sharp. 4 Ks. The 5 outs. Well, the greatest spectacle in racing is coming 110th running of the Indianapolis 500. Don't miss the pageantry tradition of the biggest race in motorsports. Coverage of the Indy 500 begins at 10 a.m. Eastern with the green flag at 12:30 tomorrow on Fox. Fernandez has been lights out. It's Dane Myers. His RBI double off the bench in the 6th. The big play in this game.
Yeah, the bench really came through for Terry Francona. The doubles by Steer and Myers.
Myers, left center. Back is Scott on the warning track, and he reaches out and makes the catch up against the wall. He was feeling for that fencing. He makes the play, and we go to the 9th in Cincinnati, a 2-run game. Reds protecting a 2-run lead as we play in the top of the 9th, and Tony Santillan is on to try and pick up his 3rd save of the season.
This guy's a workhorse. You see his numbers right there. Key in these situations always, and again, especially with the Cincinnati bullpen, is throwing strikes. Get strike 1, control the count, leverage, take it from there.
Jose Fermin will come off the bench and hit against Santillan. Last game with 4 or more scoreless innings for this Reds bullpen came all the way back at the midway point in April, 30 games ago. 3 scoreless so far tonight. Behind the starter Chase Petty. Strike 1. Petty in search of his first big league win. And Santillan could give it to him. Tied him up. Wow. 0-2.
95 on the hands, got no shot.
To left field. Well struck, headed towards the bleachers, and it is up and gone. Jose Fermin brings the Cardinals within 1.
How about that adjustment? Now that fastball wasn't quite as inside as strike 2. Watch where it winds up. Tried to go back to the same spot, missed the spot. I love the way he called timeout, regrouped, and got the bat head out.
Just his 2nd home run of the season. And Victor Scott is the hitter. Sal Stewart in on the grass at 3rd. Ball 1.
You know, it's funny. I was trying to think along with Ali Marmol for the pinch hitting appearance there. You're sacrificing some power down 2. You think, I'll put the better on base percentage guy up there. Start a rally. He goes deep.
Scott fouls it away. 1-1. The pinch hitters have had great nights tonight, huh? For the Reds and the Cardinals. Two and 1 on Scott. Not the guy you want to have on base without earning it. All that speed that he possesses. Two and 2. Top of the order looming against Santillan. 3-2.
Well, this is where the catcher just sets up in the middle of the plate. A guy with not a lot of power. cannot, as you said, walk someone with speed in a one-run game. Challenge down the middle.
Pitch number 7 in the sequence. Santillan to Scott. Spoiled it. Remember, the Reds just 1-6 in one-run games in the month of May. They were 7-0 in April.
Reds not guarding the line. They just don't think that he's going to be able to pull Santillan.
Another 3-2. Check the swing. Didn't go. And he walks. The tying run is on for St. Louis.
I'm not sure about that pitch. He went to the breaking ball looking for the chase swing in a situation where you had to throw a strike.
Derek Johnson, the pitching coach, coming out. Chat with Santillan, with Weatherholt at the plate and Victor Scott and all that speed over at first. Saw Ashcraft for an inning and 2/3 in the 7th and the 8th. Went to Santillan to try and close this thing out. Bullpen is stirring for Cincinnati. But nobody playing catch yet. Been bit by the home run ball of late, Tony Santillan.
He's tough to run on. No stolen bases this year.
Weatherholt takes ball 1. Victor Scott with 7 stolen bases on the season. Strike 1 on Weatherholt. Weatherholt fouls it away, and Santillan has count leverage.
And not much of a lead over there at first base so far by Scott. I always like a base stealer to at least pose the threat, maybe draw a disengagement or two.
There's one. He was out there an extra half a step near the cutout. Foul back by Weatherholt. These are the ABs that Weatherholt has endeared himself to Cardinals fans so far this year, just battling through at bats, taking tough pitches. And he got under it right center. Dunn makes the catch. Scott stays put at first. 1 away in the 9th.
Well, now you might think about running. A ball on the ground could mean the end of the game.
Herrera has already bounced into a double play. That was in the 3rd. Swing and a miss. Breaking ball by Santillan. Strike two. Got him looking right down the middle with a fastball, 2 away.
He guessed wrong just about every pitch. Went up to the plate, sitting on first pitch fastball, swung at a chase slider, and then got caught looking off speed at a fastball right down the middle.
Curious why Victor Scott is still stationary at first base.
I am too. He has seen a lot of pitches too to be able to time Santillan. And again, I have not seen him really extend that lead much.
He's the tying run. Burleson at the plate. Reds fans on their feet. Ball one on Burleson. Jordan Walker on deck. If you're Santillan, you want to get Burleson right now. And it's 2-0. "21 pitches in this ninth inning for Santillan, who's been laboring for the last 6 appearances. Check the swing with a slider. Didn't go.
Wow, how about that pitch selection there? And I think you got to take 3-0 here with Walker behind you.
And now Higgins calls time to go chat with Santillan, make sure everybody's on the right page.
This is all a function of the man on deck. We said he's gotten the attention of the rest of the league. Don't want to extend this game anymore if you're Cincinnati, and take your chances with Jordan Walker.
Pinch hit solo homer from Fermin to lead off this inning. Scott drew a walk immediately after. 2 away. Santillan behind in the count, 3-0. And he threw a breaking ball for ball 4 to bring Walker to the plate. Very curious indeed.
Yeah, Burleson was statue taking here. Go back to the 6th inning. This is why he's so dangerous. He turns mistakes into home runs, not singles, home runs.
Here's Jordan Walker. Tying run at second base, and Scott tons of speed. Strike one on Walker.
That's the best slider he's thrown tonight.
Tonight, runners in scoring position, 1 out of 8 for St. Louis. Ground ball left side, it's through, base hit. Scott around third. Steers' throw is all the way through, and this game is tied. The walks come back to bite Santillan.
We've talked about that. This team throws fewer strikes than any team in baseball, and once again the bullpen got burned with free passes. Tried to double up on the slider. Walker sees the same pitch in the same area. Ties the game.
Back to even. And now it's Gorman. Strike one. Walker with a 4 RBI night. And he keeps the Cardinals alive. Foul back, it's 0-2. Ryan Fernandez was terrific out of the Cardinals bullpen for the last 2 innings with 4 strikeouts and the 6 batters he faced. Reds will have the top of the order due up in the ninth. 0-2 pitch to Gorman. Popped him up. Shallow left for Steer. Side retired. But the Cardinals come crashing back with 2. We go to the bottom of the ninth inning against Cincinnati, all tied. Well, the tarps off phenomenon sweeping the nation, especially in St. Louis where it started. Got a crew in left field here in Cincinnati getting after it. Ollie Marmol purchasing tickets for all those Stephen F. Austin baseball players and classmates during the tournament. Yoel Pozo comes in and does the catching. And now the tarps off is sweeping the nation. All right, Jojo Romero is in the bottom of the ninth inning, facing the top of the order, starting with Blake Dunn in a 6-6 game. Squaring to bunt, gets it down in front of the mound. Romero, bare hand pickup, throw is in time. Dunn is out.
Wow, what a play. They want to challenge this perhaps, but I'm so impressed by Romero on this play. This is textbook. Watch him barehand this ball and basically push it into the ground. Rather than just kind of pick it clean, he very forcefully gets his hands on top of it. And nothing to challenge there, clearly out. That is a great play by Romero under pressure.
Ellie De La Cruz. Strike 1.
Everybody clap your hands.
3-run homer back in the 5th, walked in the 6th. He's had a couple of strikeouts to go along with it. Broken bat foul off his front foot. Ouch. This is his home run back in the 5th inning.
Fastball away, hit it the other way, and knew it right away.
Deserved a milk bath. Celebrating the Indy 500 coming up tomorrow. Needs some spray. See, Ellie De La Cruz is a right-handed hitter. He's much better this year. 6 home runs, which is tied a career high. He's been way better from this side in 2026.
Yeah, that is huge improvement. He worked really hard at it. It used to be managers always wanted to turn him around to the right side late in the game. I'm not sure it matters anymore. Dangerous from both sides.
Tried that back foot breaking ball. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
How about the way the outfield is defending De La Cruz? Look how deep they are. Obviously trying to keep him off of second base, but swung around like he's a left-handed pull hitter.
Line foul. I mean, he turns singles into doubles anyway.
That's true. But nothing over your head.
That's right. They call that no doubles defense. It's more no triples for Ellie. Good take. Tried to bait him with a changeup, and the count runs to 3-2.
Here we go again. The threat of speed, forcing the pitcher to throw a strike on a 3-ball count.
Broken bat flare, shallow left because they're deep. It falls, and there is the winning run for Cincinnati.
They went through 2 bats in that at bat, but boy, were they worth it. And now the fun starts. Romero's going to have to work very hard, not just with throwing over to first base, but varying his holds. Attention is divided.
Most stolen bases since the beginning of the 23 season, and De La Cruz didn't called up until June. Blade takes a strike. Just 9 stolen bases so far this year. It's been caught 4 times. Still trying to put his running glove on over at first base. Strike 2 on Bleday. Runner goes. It's down low. Throw to second base. Is in time. De La Cruz is cut down, and we'll see if Terry Francona wants to look at it.
Didn't think he had a great jump, but man, what a transfer.
And they will challenge. Might as well. This is going to be close. Out on the call on the field.
Cincinnati's challenging the outfall at second base.
Does that glove get on the bag?
I'm not sure if I saw enough from those angles to overturn it.
We always talk about those running gloves and how much extra it gives you. Did any part of that running glove get on the base before the tag of Mason Wynn?
Well, these fans just watched it on the scoreboard, and so again, they like this angle better than the first, which didn't get that kind of a cheer. But they're completely unbiased.
Completely. Chris Conroy, the crew chief, and Brennan Miller are the ones that are listening to the folks back in New York. Again, did any part of that running mitt get on the base before the tag of Mason Wynn?
Didn't think he had a great jump. He came up out of his stance very quickly, stood up very quickly on the first step.
Tag was up around the shoulder. Jojo Romero is playing catch out there on the mound as we deliberate with the folks back in New York.
That tells you how close it is. It's taking this long.
Usually the longer it goes, the longer it's going to stay, but we'll see. De La Cruz isn't going anywhere. Here's a call.
After review of the call, the field stands. The runner is out. Cincinnati loses the count.
I'm just not sure there was ever enough there.
Yeah, that was my impression from the first replay. They certainly have better replays and zooming in on all that. It was a tough one to overturn, but great throw by Pozo. The transfer was impeccable on a difficult pitch to throw on, by the way.
Like you said, I'm not sure the jump was very good. And it was still close. 1-2 to Bleday. And we will go to extra innings. Jojo Romero puts up a 0. And the caught stealing of De La Cruz is the difference. We go to the 10th in Cincinnati. Santillan head in his hands as we go to the 10th inning. Gave up 2 runs in the 9th to set up this situation as Pierce Johnson will be the new pitcher for Cincinnati. We'll have a pinch runner out at second base. Here's the numbers for Johnson. 372 earned run average. Sajaci is the runner at second. Mason Wynn the hitter. And Wynn takes inside. Cardinals are 7-1 in extra innings.
Wow, that's impressive. The job right now is maintain plate discipline against Johnson. He's going to throw a lot of breaking balls trying to get Chase.
Swinging and a miss just like that.
I mean, it's his best pitch by far. He's not afraid to just keep leaning on it. It's hard to stay off, but that was not close to the zone, that pitch.
Strike two. Came back with a fastball.
Oh, that was interesting. Nathaniel Lowe was playing way in, expecting a bunt. I've not seen too many teams on the road bunt in extra innings.
Especially as a visiting team. The 1-2. Ground ball hit towards the left side. Stewart has to get it. Works like a bunt. Runner to third, less than 2 outs, and the ground ball by Wynn.
Great read by Sagasi. It's not always just where, but it's how hard the ball is hit. And he saw the ball was softly hit and could cross over. Infield in.
Well, wouldn't this be quite the night for Brian Torres, who's coming up in his major league debut. Hit a home run in game 1 of the doubleheader. Now the infield is up for Cincinnati. Ball 1 on Torres. He's 1 for 3 in the nightcap.
We have seen in his short time in the big leagues, which is today, hard to get him to chase.
Pitch on the outside corner with a curveball. Riley O'Brien joined by Matt Pichard. Ground ball to first. Runners coming home. Lowe throws home, and they got him. Great play by Lowe.
Cardinals took a chance. They went with the contact play. It's a very short lead, but he's got a good secondary. It's just a good play by Lowe.
Perfect throw. Tag was excellent by Higgins.
I love the way he took his time, properly made a nice step into the throw.
St. Louis is challenging the out call at home.
Cardinals are challenging the play at home. And why not? You're in the 10th inning.
Exactly
Might as well. That looked pretty obvious from that last shot, but again, it doesn't hurt you to challenge.
Yeah, and you can challenge any part of that play, including the catcher's position, but all looked good here. Does he set up in front of the plate? Yes, he does. All clean there.
Tag looked like it got him. Brushed the glove over the running mitt right there, it looked like.
Yeah, the tag was a little high, but as you said, why not have the challenge?
Dana Descalso, Ollie Marmol having a conversation. I just don't know if there's enough to overturn it. Similar to the stolen base and caught stealing of Ellie De La Cruz back in the 9th. Reds fans reacting to the video board showing the replay. Here's the call.
After review, the call on the field is confirmed. The runner is out. St. Louis will lose the challenge.
Not just stands, confirmed. Where the shot, runner at first, 2 away. And it will be Pozo, who's the catcher. Pozo, fly ball, right field line, out of play.
You just saw Pierce Johnson come set and just kind of freeze both the batter and the runner. That's become part of the strategy in the pitch timer era here. The games are a little bit longer in part because pitchers are doing a better job of using the clock to their advantage. Come set early, they can see the clock counting down, the pitcher can, and just hold it as long as time allows.
Sets at 10. And now the 0-1. Pozo, a high pop-up on the infield for Lowe. Inning over. Johnson puts up a 0. The Reds have a chance to win it. JoJo Romero stays in the game. In the bottom of the 10th inning, the place runner will be J.J. Bleday. And Sal Stewart will be walked intentionally. And this is the reason why JoJo Romero stayed in the game, to set this play up force Tito Francona to make a move. He takes out Lowe, and we'll see a pinch hitter, Eugenio Suarez. And we'll see if Ollie Marmol counters with a bullpen move.
I have no problem bringing my closer into a tie game on the road in this situation. First and second, nobody out.
Well, here he comes.
He made sure he was announced. He had it all planned out.
JoJo, go out there, have a good calisthenic routine. We're going to bring in Riley O'Brien. So Suarez, who was activated from the injured list earlier today, has a chance. Winning run at second in the 10th. Riley O'Brien in this ball game, .313 earned run average. Started off the season so great. He's hit some roadblocks here of late. He faces Eugenio Suarez. Strike one.
Oh, he's so good at getting the ball on the ground. It's O'Brien. He's basically a right-handed hitter's sinker slider.
Check swing. Did he go? Yes. It's 0-2.
And just in case someone out there was wondering, the last time Eugenio had a sacrifice hit was more than a decade ago. It was never in the equation here. This is just try to get him in.
Good speed at second with Blade. Fouled away. Had a good one to hit. Suarez missing time with the oblique injury. Again, just activated. Played in the opener of this doubleheader. Swing and a miss. One away in the bottom of the 10th.
It looked like he took something off of that sweeper, had him way out in front. Great put away pitch.
Matt McLain 0 for 4. Couple of flyouts to center, couple of strikeouts. Faces Riley O'Brien. Look out. Best outfield arm is in right, Jordan Walker. McLain chops it foul at home plate. Little chopper out in front of the mound. O'Brien fields, throws, and got him. So second and third with 2 away. And Spencer Steer, the hitter. Do you face him or do you put him on and make PJ Higgins beat you?
Well, if you trust O'Brien's ability to throw strikes, you put him on.
Well, O'Brien's going to get him right now. Steer, wave and a miss. Wild swing on that sweeper.
Yeah, I don't mind that, though. Spencer was sitting on first pitch fastball, just selling out. And sometimes you're going to look bad. But in that situation, looking at ambush first pitch sinker, it's okay. Just one strike.
In the dirt, and Pozo just saved the game.
Great block. You understand when you're going to call that sweeper with O'Brien, you got to be ready for exactly this. Ball's in the other batter's box, and you got that big body out in front of it.
Not easy to do on one knee. 1-1 to Steer. Did it again. That was a 99-mile-an-hour fastball that he picked.
And that's even harder. There's no way you're expecting him to pull his sinker to the other side of the plate. Look, he's set up in. That ball is supposed to be in on the right-hander. Wow. Two great plays.
Steers 6 for his last 9 with runners in scoring position. He's already doubled in this game. The 2-1. Down again, 3 balls and a strike. Steer hasn't really seen a strike in this at-bat.
No, and I'd go back to that sweeper, chase sweeper. Nothing in the zone here with the base open.
And he swung at that sweeper. It's 3-2. Long day of baseball for these two teams. Started game 1 of the doubleheader at 1:11 this afternoon. 19 innings. They both have day games tomorrow. Steers swings and misses. O'Brien gets him. And we will go to the 11th. 6-6 as we go to the 11th inning. Cardinals and Reds. Second game of doubleheader. Suarez stays in the game at third base. Sal Stewart slides over to first. Get the catcher Pozo running at second base for Victor Scott. And time used. Home plate umpire just stopping time as the music was playing.
The possibility of a bunt is always there with Scott, but it's tough to get Pozo to third base.
Scott did not square. Takes strike 1.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect a bunt here.
Scott 0 for 3 with a walk and a run scored. Scored the tying run in the 9th. Johnson needed just 9 pitches to get through the Cardinals in the 10th. A couple of ground outs and a pop-up. Strike 2. Victor Scott on his own. In the dirt. Mentioned it earlier, the Cardinals 7-1 in extra innings this year. Best record in Major League Baseball. They're also excellent in one-run games, second best at 10-3. Neither team putting on a clinic, hitting with runners in scoring position. Scott pops it up third base side. Out of play.
I like the pitch selection with all these breaking pitches. That makes it easier for Scott to hit the ball to the pull side to move the runner over. It's a good reaction by Scott just to foul that one off. But sometimes not getting a hit in scoring position, you still do your job by moving him over.
Two and two on Scott. Yes, he did. One away.
Well, we said he forces swing decisions. And this is a difficult one because that curveball is top to bottom. It's in the zone a long time. Trying to protect with 2 strikes. Well done by Pierce Johnson.
Weatherholt 1 for 4. Strike 1.
The Reds are asking Pierce Johnson to do something he hasn't done since April of last year. Go 2 full innings.
Swing and a miss at that curveball from Johnson. Johnson's been excellent. Fourth man used out of that bullpen for Terry Francona, Burke, Ashcraft, Santillan, now Johnson. Check the swing, didn't go.
Yeah, it's hard to throw anything else to Weatherholt here except that curveball. Your best pitch against the fastball hitter, I would stay stubborn with it.
On the ground to first base. Stewart wins the race to the bag. 2 away, runner at third. And it's Ivan Herrera. Can the Reds put up back-to-back zeros in extra innings? That's not an easy thing to do with a runner at second base to start the frame. Strike one. Didn't mean to, but it's 0-2.
Rare fastball, the four-seamer inside. Here's Johnson with this chase curveball, puts a lot of pressure on the catcher. Anticipate the ball's going to be in the dirt.
Right side, long run out of play for Stewart. 31,000 plus on a Saturday night where the Reds are playing 2.
Innings of baseball on Memorial Day weekend. What could be better? All in one day.
It's all where you want to be. The series finale tomorrow afternoon. 0-2. Little flare, shallow right, coming on and making the catch is done. He saves a run. To the bottom of the 11th we go. Riley O'Brien going back out there for the Cardinals in the bottom of the 11th.
Obvious bunt situation. If you're Higgins, you've got 3 sacrifice bunts in your career. You've done it before. You know how to do it. Show it early. You're not surprising anybody.
Corners playing way in. Higgins squares, bunts it. It's perfect. Sajasi throws out Higgins, winning run at third. Beautifully executed by P.J. Higgins.
Absolutely. Let's give credit to fundamental baseball right there. Perfectly placed, perfect fundamentals. And now we're going to probably get to a 5-man infield.
Yeah, Ollie Marmol's coming out with a glove, and he's not the one using it. He's going to give it to one of his outfielders. Come on in. They're going to bring Torres in. Quite the big league debut for Torres. Homers, base hits. Now he's going to play in a 5-man infield.
Well, he is a second baseman also.
Yep.
Not entirely unfamiliar to him. Get that smaller glove on. I think you go after Myers here.
Dane Myers has some heroics in him earlier this season against Boston. Had a walk-off base hit. Gave the Reds a 6-5 win, his 3rd career walk-off. Had an RBI double back in the 6th inning, and that's proving to be a big run in this game. Otherwise, the Cardinals would have taken the lead in the 9th. So Dane Myers is the hitter. 5-man infield. Nobody is in left. Steer the runner at third. O'Brien deals. In tight, ball 1. He almost wore it.
I was watching Steer at third base. By his reaction, pre-pitch and post-pitch, I believe he's running on contact here.
Down and away, 2 balls, no strikes. Three and 0. Got Dunn on deck, who essentially saved the game in the top of the inning.
A fantastic catch. Had him positioned well, shallow in right field. But had a great jump on a ball that looked like it could drop off the bat.
So now the 3-0 pitch to Myers is ball 4, and it's up to Dunn. Runners on the corner, sets up a double play situation. So how does Ollie Marmol set this up? Sticks with the 5-man infield. I guess if it's to a middle infielder and you have time, you could go turn 2 up the middle, but you better be sure.
Yeah, that's risky. I think you just commit to 1. You're trying to hybrid defense here.
Dunn squared around, pulled it back, took ball 1. Not a bad idea.
Safety squeeze. Interesting how they position the 2 outfielders that are left. They're both playing way over to the right side. Left field entirely uncovered. A lot of times the 2-man outfield, they'll split the gaps.
One-0 coming. Dunn, a little flare towards the middle. Wynn has it. He fires home. The play, save! The Reds win it. The Cardinals will take another look, but for now the Reds in a muted celebration. Crew chief review, not a challenge. Look at this play from Wynn.
One of the strongest arms at the shortstop position in the big leagues. Just could not get quite enough on this throw. Short hop, the catcher. Steer, as we mentioned, running on contact with a really good jump.
Great slide, and this ball game is over. Dunn saved it in the top of the 11th, and he wins it in the bottom of the 11th.
Huge win for the Reds after dropping game 1 and playing such good fundamental baseball late. As you mentioned, the defensive play, game saver by Dunn. And how about Pierce Johnson leaving the leadoff runner, the extra runner on second base, 2 consecutive innings. Outstanding.
Unbelievable night of baseball here in Cincinnati. The Reds with just their 2nd divisional victory. 7-6 your final. We'll be back in just a moment with more right after this. What a fun night of baseball here in Cincinnati. Reds 7-6 winners in 11 innings. For Tom Verducci and our entire crew, I'm Jeff Levering saying so long from the Queen City of Ohio, where the Reds come away with a 7-6 victory over the Cardinals.